What do you know about climate change, and what comes to mind?
Need to act fast.
Polar ice caps melting, temperatures rising.
Melting icebergs and elevation of sea levels, I guess.
Ice caps melting, like ocean levels rising, displacing a large amount of people.
Like CO2 levels rising and just little buzzwords that you hear in the news.
Polar ice, I think of it as associated with like melting glaciers for the most part.
Part of it has to do with ice melting. I'm not entirely sure now.
Most people suggested warmer temperatures, greenhouse gases, ice melt, and sea level rise were all part of global warming. But how does sea level rise work? Do you know?
So let's do an experiment to learn about sea level rise. All you need is a clear glass jar, some water, and some ice cubes. First, pour the water into the glass jar. You can then draw a line on the jar with a marker showing the top of the water. Now we're going to add the ice cubes. These ice cubes represent icebergs, which is the ice that has come off of the glacier. Now draw another line on the jar where the new water surface is, and watch the new line as the ice melts. See how the water line doesn't move up or down as the ice is melting? This means that it doesn't matter if the icebergs have melted or not. As soon as they're in the ocean, they are raising sea level. Let's do another experiment. Glaciers can still contribute to sea level even if they are not making icebergs. We're going to pretend that this is the ice on land and that this is the starting sea level. Now when it gets warmer, the ice is going to melt. Melted ice water is going to flow downhill and into the ocean. See how the melting ice again raises sea level even without the icebergs being in the ocean? Greenland might seem like it's a really far ways away, but this Arctic glacier is closer to us than you might think. If you live in New England, Helheim Glacier is actually closer to you than the other side of the United States.
Now that you understand two of the ways that glaciers contribute to sea level rise, let's take a look at a time-lapse movie of a glacier actually producing icebergs, or calving. This is Helheim Glacier. The entire glacier is over 3 miles across and is over half a mile thick. This is the end of the glacier, and to the left is the ocean. It may not look like the ocean though because of all of the icebergs that are floating on the surface. Now let's watch a calving event. The iceberg that just came off the glacier was about 2 miles long, a mile wide, and half a mile thick. This one iceberg has enough water to supply the entire city of Los Angeles with water for almost 2 full years, and it only took 45 minutes to come off the glacier. As you'll remember from the experiment earlier, once ice is added to the ocean, it is already contributing to sea level rise. And even though we can't see it in this movie, the part of the glacier that is on land is melting. So Helheim Glacier raises sea level by both producing icebergs and by melting.
Now you've learned 2 ways glaciers can contribute to sea level rise. You've seen this both in an at-home experiment and in a time-lapse video of a glacier in Greenland. We hope you've enjoyed this video and will try these experiments at home.